Hey guys, so I'm Ashlyn, and I'm Once Upon a Liar. As per the name of the channel, I'm a huge Pretty Little Liars fan. And so recently, I've been taking a lot of notes and doing research and stuff for Pretty Little Liars because I have a theory as to who A is, and I am trying to back up that theory. And I'm also trying to figure out if maybe somebody else is A or whatnot. I was kind of inspired to make this channel by Megan and Gianna, who run the PLL Freaks 13 channel. They're super amazing, so if you haven't seen their videos, definitely check them out. But first of all, I just want to talk about who I think A is. And personally, lately, I really think that A is Mike Montgomery. And a few reasons as to why. First of all, they've never made him look suspicious in the show. And nothing really bad has ever happened to Arya. Whereas Spencer and Hannah are accused for murder, and Emily was almost drowned by Paige, but she's, everything with her medically and stuff. But the only thing really bad that's happened to Arya was when they threatened her about Ezra, which was illegal to begin with, and so she kind of set herself up for that. And, with the whole college thing, but that's not really, she's gonna be put to jail because she didn't get in college. So I think that it's definitely Mike, and I think that he might be working with Lucas, and maybe that's why he dated Mona, was because he wanted to know what she knew, because she used to run the whole A-team. I think that he's Big A, or he is working with Big A, and I think that there's definitely something creepy about the whole Montgomery family. I did some research after, let me check. There's one of the episodes in season 5, episode 8, which was Scream for Me. They talk about Bethany Young's horse's name, which was Custard, and I did some research as per, important custards in history, or things named Custard, and I found this story, this little tale, and it's called The Tale of Custard the Dragon by Ogden Nash, and, it definitely, it coincided with some of the things that they've said about, A and Bethany and Allison, and, the picture that she drew with Mrs. D outside of her house, the whole, dragon monster thing that was attacking her. And then from that, the main girl in that story, her name's Belinda, and so I looked up, important people in history named Belinda, and from that I found a poem of sorts, written by Alexander Pope, and it's called The Rape of the Lock, and as I've been reading through it, I copied down the whole thing into my notebook, and as I've been reading through it, certain words kind of stick out, and certain things that they talk about really stick out, and once I read through it more and get more of a feel for it, then I'll talk about it more on this channel. Other things that I wanted to talk about. This video is more so just to introduce myself to this channel, and I'm probably going to do some recap videos, but mostly I'm probably going to talk about research, my theories, and stuff like that. I may have other people on this channel as well. I also have another channel, Ashlyn Summer. It's a vlog. Oh, another theory that I was sort of thinking of, I don't know if it's completely true, but Ezra and Toby could be working together. I don't necessarily think that they are working together, but it's possible. I think that Byron is Bethany Young's dad, and I think that he had an affair with Mrs. D, and that could have caused Mike's whole thing with Allison, because maybe he knew that Allison was blackmailing his dad because she knew that Bethany was his dad's daughter, and that could be why Bethany had mental health issues, because we know that that runs in Byron's family with his brother Scott and with Mike. And what else was I wrote down this like whole PLL questions and theories and stuff. I talked about the whole Lucas and Mike possibly working together. Mike, in my opinion, and I said it to my sister when we were watching the first episode of the winter premiere, Mike could have killed Mona, and I think that's definitely possible. We never really saw him crying in the episode. We just saw Arya crying, and he said, and Ezra was he was questioning Mike, so I think that Ezra might have some suspicions as to if Mike is up to something, or if he had something to do with Mona, and he just hasn't said anything to Arya. Or I also think that Mona, Mike, and Lucas could have set up Mona's murder and made it look like that, because when you watch the video of whoever was attacking Mona, it was definitely a guy, because he was like throwing her around, but it could have been staged. Like, she could have staged that. Another thing is, I was watching the interview with Lucy Hale and Seth Meyers on his late night show, and they talk about how she's the only person on the cast who doesn't know who A is, or one of the only people in the cast who doesn't know who A is, and that kind of stuck out to me, like, why, first of all, she's an actress, and she knows a lot of other stuff on the show, and she hasn't really given that stuff up, so why would she say something about A? So my only thing is like, I think that they could have not told her about who A is, because, one, it could be Mike, could be her, or it could be Ella, because I think that Ella could have something to do with this. And one of the reasons that they didn't tell her was because they want to have, like, as real of a reaction as they can get from her when she finds out who A is. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was Hannah and Allison. We know from some of the episodes that a lot of people compare Allison and Hannah as to looking a lot alike, and like Holbrook's dad thought that Hannah was Allison, and when they went to the one funeral home, they thought that Hannah was Allison, and they talk about Hannah looking like Allison, and that's why she wanted to change her look when Allison came back into town. But I think that, one, Hannah's dad and Mrs. D could have had an affair, because we know that Mrs. D has been having tons of affairs. And that Hannah and Allison could be half-sisters. Or that Mr. De Laurentiis and Ashley Marin could somehow be related. Or Mr. De Laurentiis could be Tom Marin, Hannah's dad's, like, brother. Or Hannah and Allison, I just feel like they're somehow related. Another thing that's weird is Jackie's all of a sudden back. Like, she left in, like, season 2 or 3, and all of a sudden she's just back. Like, what is the significance of her being back? Yeah, she's working at this college that Arya applied to, but why her? Like, why does she have to be back? Another thing is I think that Bethany, personally, I think that she could be Byron's daughter, but another thing that kind of came to mind was, could she be Byron's niece? Or somehow a part of his family. Another weird thing with the whole Hannah and Allison thing, and looking like, what's up with Cece, Allison, Bethany, Sarah Harvey, and Hannah all sort of being, at some point confused with one of the others. Whether it be Hannah and Sarah Harvey, or Allison and Sarah Harvey, or Allison and Bethany, or Allison and Hannah, or Allison and Cece. Like, she's always confused with somebody, and with casting and stuff, it just seems like they made them look so much alike for some reason, and we just don't know what that is yet. Also, could Mike have killed Bethany? Because he found out about, possibly, if Bethany is Mrs. D and Byron's daughter, could he have found out about Bethany and been extremely ticked off and killed her? Or could Ella have killed Bethany? Or could Byron be Allison's father? Who knows, you know, we found out that Mr. DeLaurentis isn't Jason's dad, so could he not be Allison's dad either? Oh, and what's up with the whole Sydney and Jenna thing? Like, I really just don't like Sydney because she came in at a really weird spot and she doesn't seem to have, like, a huge place on the show, and so what's her significance? And where has Jenna gone off to? Like, she just disappeared. Also, another thing that came to mind earlier when I was writing down all these questions and stuff, if Ezra was so good with research, and he was writing this book, and he was so good with research about the girls, and Allison, and Shauna, and everybody in the town, how did he not know about Malcolm? Even though Malcolm's not his son, but Maggie thought that Malcolm was his son, and Arya had learned about Malcolm, and hadn't told him for, like, weeks. How did he not know sooner that Malcolm could possibly be his son? So there's some things. I'll probably update soon. There's probably after the episode sometime either this week or next weekend. I'm definitely going to try and take some more notes during this episode coming up, and I will update soon. If anybody has any comments for another video about theories or anything that you want me to research, let me know in the comments below. Thank you.